Welcome back to Idioms Made Easy, where we make learning English super easy. Today, we've got a lineup of 25 awesome idioms you can use to sound like a pro. So let's get started. First up is rat race. This idiom is used to describe the endless competitive hustle of modern life, especially in the workplace. Picture people running around like rats in a maze, trying to get ahead but not really going anywhere. For example, after 20 years in the corporate rat race, she decided to quit and travel the world. Here, the person is tired of stressful competitive life. Another example is the rat race isn't for everyone. Some people prefer a slower pace of life. This suggests that not everyone enjoys intense competition. Next is chance one's arm. This means to take a risk or try something even if it might not work out. It's like rolling the dice and hoping for the best. For example, he decided to chance his arm and apply for the job, even though he wasn't fully qualified. Here, the person took the chance despite the odds. Another example is you won't know if you can do it unless you chance your arm and give it a try. This encourages someone to take risk. Now, let's talk about sail through something. This idiom means to complete something easily, like a boat sailing smoothly on calm waters. For instance, she sailed through her exams without any trouble. The speaker is saying she found exams very easy. Another example is, thanks to his experience, he sailed through the interview process. He did really well and found it simple. The next idiom is, put your thinking cap on. This is a fun way of saying you need to think hard about something. Imagine wearing a special hat that helps you concentrate. For example, we need a creative idea for the project. Everyone, put your thinking caps on. This means the team needs to start brainstorming. Another example is he put his thinking cap on and came up with brilliant solution. It means he thought deeply and found a good answer. Up next is trick of the trade. This idiom refers to special skills or secret that experts know in a particular field. For example, a good chef knows all the trick of the trade to make food taste amazing. This suggests that the chef has special techniques. Another example is he learned the tricks of the trade from his mentor and became a successful mechanic. He picked up useful skills and secrets from an expert. Moving on to devil's advocate. If you play the devil's advocate, it means you argue the opposite side of the discussion just to challenge others, even if you don't really believe it. For example, I'm not against the plan, but I will play devil's advocate to test its weakness. The person is questioning the plan to see if it's strong. Another example is she often plays devil's advocate to make sure we consider all perspectives. She likes to challenge ideas to see if they hold up. Now we have old school. This idiom is used to describe something that's traditional or from an earlier time. For example, my grandfather still uses a typewriter. He is really old school. This means he prefers old-fashioned methods. Another example is they're an old school rock band that plays music like it's the 1980s. They stick to the classic type of music. Next, let's look at add insult to injury. This idiom means to make a bad situation even worse. Imagine something hurting you and then mocking you. Ouch! For example, the company fired him and to add insult to injury, refused to give him severance package. The situation got worse for him. Another example is she was late for the meeting and adding insult to injury, spilled coffee on her boss. The mistake make things even worse. The next idiom is lining up all the ducks in a row. This means getting everything organized and prepared before taking action. For instance, before launching the new project, we need to line up all our ducks in a row. It means they need to make sure everything is in order. Another example is she always lines up her ducks in a row before starting any big task. She makes sure she's well prepared. Now we have desperate times call for desperate measures. This idiom means that in extreme situation you need to take bold actions. For example, when the company was close to bankruptcy, they had to make major layoffs. Desperate times call for desperate measures. They had to take severe actions to save the company. Another example is the team was losing badly, so the coach made some big changes. Desperate times call for desperate measures. It shows they needed to act boldly. Next is let the cat out of the bag. This idiom means to accidentally reveal a secret. Imagine trying to keep a cat in a bag, but it escapes and everyone sees it. For example, he let the cat out of the bag about a surprise party. It means he revealed the secret. Another example is don't let the cat out of the bag. I want it to be a surprise. The person wants to keep the secret hidden. We have hear on the grapevine. This idioms mean you heard a rumor or piece of gossip from someone else. For example, I heard on the grapevine that they might be getting a divorce. The person heard a rumor about the couple. Another example is she heard on the grapevine that the company is planning layoffs. It suggests she found out through unofficial sources. Now let's talk about red flags. A red flag is a warning sign that something might be wrong. For example, his frequent absences were a red flag for his manager. It was a warning sign that something wasn't right. Another example is ignoring the red flags in a relationship can lead to problems later. It means there were signs of trouble that shouldn't be ignored. Up next is the moment of truth. This is the point where you find out if something will succeed or fail. For example, the moment of truth came when they unveiled the new product to the public. It was the critical time to see if it would be successful. Another example is it's the moment of the truth. Time to see if all our hard work paid off. It's time to see the results. Now, let's look at silver screen. This refers to the world of movies and cinema. For example, many actors dream of making it big on the silver screen. It means becoming a movie star. Another example is the silver screen has changed a lot since the days of silent films. It refers to the movie industry. Next one is we have pulled the plug. This idiom means to stop something completely, like pulling the plug on a device to turn it off. For instance, the company decided to pull the plug on the failing project. They stopped the project entirely. Another example is if we don't get more funding, we might have to pull the plug on the new app. It means they might have to end it. Next up is penny for your thoughts. When you ask someone this, you are wondering what's on their mind, especially if they seem deep in their thoughts or quiet. It's like saying, "What are you thinking?" For example, you have been really quiet during the meeting. A penny for your thoughts? Or she looked lost in thought. So I asked, "Penny for your thoughts?" It's a nice, casual way to invite someone to share their feelings. Next is blow a fuse. This one means to lose your temper or get really angry, like a fuse on a bomb that makes it explode. For example, when I told her I lost the keys, she totally blew the fuse. Or he blew a fuse when he saw the mess in the kitchen. So it's all about a sudden outburst of anger. Now, lights are on but nobody's home. This is used when somebody is physically present but mentally absent. It's like their body is there but their mind is elsewhere. For example, she was staring at the screen, but when I asked her question, she did not answer. Lights are on but nobody's home. Or he is being looking at the board for minutes. His lights are on but nobody's home. It's a funny way to describe someone zoning out. Next one is egghead. This one is used to describe someone who is really intellectual or academic, often to the point of being a bit nerdy. For example, don't ask me for help with maths, I'm no egghead. Or he is always reading books and solving puzzles, total egghead. It's not necessarily an insult, but it's a playful jab at someone who is very brainy. Next one is on the rocks. This idiom usually refers to a relationship that is struggling or in trouble. It can also be used to describe a drink with ice. For example, their marriage has been on the rocks for a while. They might break up soon. Or I will have my whiskey on the rocks, please. So it means both in trouble or with ice, depending on the context. Blacklist is next. If someone is on the blacklist, it means they are banned or not trusted anymore, often because they have done something wrong. For example, after what he did, he is on the company's blacklist, or she has been blacklisted by the club for causing trouble. It's all about exclusion for bad behavior. Next one is black and white. This refers to something that is very clear and easy to understand, with no confusion or shades of grey. For example, the rules are black and white. If you break them, you are out. Or I like to keep things black and white, no grey areas. It's all about clarity. Finally, we have whitewash. This means to cover up something bad or make it look better than it actually is. For example, the company tried to whitewash their mistakes by giving everyone a bonus. Or the film whitewashed the history of the event to make it look less controversial. So, it's about hiding the truth or making things look more perfect than they are. I hope you enjoyed learning these expressions. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more English tips and lessons.